guess one teaches it's coming, but he's on the way. Okay, so let's start our pre-lesson thing. Okay, so welcome to the Union Institute, number 2 secondary school. Okay, actually today 3 schools will join. Portal College, welcome. St. John of Arts School, welcome. Bishop Hall, the teacher is coming on the way, all right. Okay, unauthorized video recording, audio taping, and photo taking of the event are prohibited. And the event organizer, that's the EDB, will record and take photos, for professional development purposes. Here's the program today. We'll have the pre-lesson observation briefing, and then we will go to the Form 4 classroom, and after that we'll come back here, for the host lesson observation. Thank you. Over to you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Again, it's a great pleasure to welcome all of you to attend the inter-school lesson observation today, and welcome to YY2. So let me briefly introduce myself first. I'm Miss Lam, the junior panel head, junior forms panel head of the school, and I'm also the one of the Form 4 English teachers this year. So welcome all of you. So we would like to express our special thanks to the Language Learning Support Section of EDB, and also our support officer, Ms. Peggy Zhang, this year for their invaluable support and also their advice and also the coordination work, which make everything comes true today. So thank you. This is also our colleague, Mr. Please take a seat. Okay, let me start with giving you some background information about the lesson we're going to observe today. So today is a Form 4 lesson, and the students actually one of the elite classes in our form. Yes, and the English teacher is Miss Carrie Chow, our panel head. So for today's focus, we will be focusing on infusing values education into the English classroom. And the topic for today will be on sports, which is about China's national traditional games of ethnic minorities. So this picture can help us to recap some focuses and highlights of the values education suggested by EDB. So the 12 priority values are there. And for this unit, our unit design will be focusing on unity and also national identity. Yeah, so we would like to make use of the China National Games of Ethnic Minorities to So we'd like to make use of this topic to let students look into the 2 values, and especially to highlight the importance of social harmony, unity, and also their national identity. And also in the unit, we will also highlight the importance of NLC as well. Here is part of the inquiry plan that we have shared in the previous CLD meeting. In EDB. So colleagues can see that our curriculum initiative this time will be on values education as well as NLC, and this is a Form 4 level. And actually for the whole unit design, we'll be covering all the 4 language skills. I'm not going to go into too much details for this part, so perhaps colleagues have taken a look at the brief lesson plan before. But actually for today, we will be more focusing on the listening part, as well as some role play discussion to cater for learning diversity, and also looking into the values education part. Okay, so this is our lesson design consisting of all the 4 skills. Okay, so perhaps to warm up, we can have a look at part of the listening. This is a video, a YouTube video. Yeah, and this is actually the part 1 of our listening task. It's news report given by CGTN, the China Global Television Network, and students have done a listening task focusing on listening for numbers, before this lesson. So probably they have done it last week. Okay? So now we can have a look at the video. And today they will be moving on to part 2.
We start with China's 12th National Traditional Games of Ethnic Minorities, which will wrap up in Shenyang later on Saturday. And this event, held from November the 22nd to the 30th, is more than just a sporting competition, because it also vividly expresses the unity and harmony of the country's diverse ethnic groups. Sportsing's Mike Fox has the story.
After 9 days of competition, China's 12th National Traditional Games of Ethnic Minorities comes to a close. It's been an event that celebrates one identity while championing the elements that make it. Sport is often used as a tool that brings people together, a fact that should never be forgotten or underestimated. When China's National Traditional Games of Ethnic Minorities wraps up later on Saturday, some 7,000 athletes representing 35 delegations across China would have competed in 18 sports and 3 demonstration events. They showcased a variety of traditional ethnic sports, including Pao, bamboo kayaking, purlball, and crossbow shooting. Liu Xinyu, the standing crossbow mixed team event winner, said that participating has fostered cultural and athletic exchanges among the minority groups.
Competing in this event promotes cultural and sport exchanges among the ethnic minorities. This is a great opportunity to further develop the traditional sports also, so I'm very happy to be a part of this for the 3rd time and hope there are many more to come.
So here, you just can see, actually this is an input part for student as listening part 1. So the focus is different. And for today, the focus will be more on listening for gist, the main idea. Yeah, and also tapes will be provided. So later we can take a look at how it's demonstrated. Yeah. And so this is the lesson observation 2 that teachers may have it with you now. Okay, so we can see we have the school-based materials co-designed by Ms. Peggy and also and our colleagues. And also the lesson objective today are to infuse values education in the English language classroom, to practice listening for gist, as well as to develop speaking skill, which is to give opinion and make elaboration from different roles. Yeah. So the focus for today will be on how to address the domains of value education while teaching English through task setting and real-life examples, and also how to enable students to listen for the gist and involve them with different abilities to join a group discussion to express their ideas from the view of the designated roles. Yeah. So these are our focus. And we will be adopting some methods such as authentic reading and listening materials to arouse their learning motivation and foster their understanding of the topic, and also make use of role-play discussion to nurture affect through perspective taking, and also using strategic grouping in the speaking task to cater for learning diversity, as well as adopting values, identities, actions, thinking routine to facilitate student reflection. And finally, we also make good use of some e-learning tools such as Workboard, Padlet, and Magic School AR to facilitate teaching and learning. Okay, so here is a brief lesson flow that colleagues make up its review. So we can have a quick look at this. So for today, we will start with a pre-task, a lead-in task, which is to highlight the importance of AI literacy. So we'll be making use of Magic School AI to look into this aspect, and also followed by 2 wild tasks, the main task. Yeah, the wild task here will be one on the listening task, and after the listening task, students' vocabulary has been built up. And actually, before the lesson, they have worked on a word wall games to build up their word sorting skill, their vocabulary bank before coming to the lesson today. So they have also prepared their own word map. And the word map has been uploaded onto PadNet, which is on the QR code. So Cardis leader can scan the QR code and take a look at their word maps prepared. And after that is followed by a role play discussion. Yeah, so students will be given the different roles to conduct the discussion, and they will come out to give a sharing, a presentation on what they have discussed. And finally, there will be a personal reflection part by using the values, identities, and action thinking routine to facilitate the personal reflection. Yes, so here is the brief lesson flow for today. And I would like to remind colleagues to complete this part while observing the lesson. Okay, so this is the observation too. So you're kindly reminded to fill in this column and jotting down your suggestion, your comments for the lead-in, wild task, and the post-task, etc. And also there is an analysis table at the back. Yeah, so please be reminded to fill in this part as well, which can facilitate our post-lesson observation discussion later. Yeah. Okay, so see if there's any question at the moment. So if everything is good, okay, so then we can get ready for the lesson observation, which is on the next board.
My name is Young Fritz. Okay, have you brought along your file with all the materials? Okay, right, so we have waited for you for a few minutes because you come from different classrooms. Okay, so we have a special setting today. So because there are a lot of guests here, they want to know more about our lessons on this unit, okay? Okay, so we still have a few latecomer. Andy, you know where you sit? You know which group you're in? Yeah, you know for Eric. Okay, so we're still missing 2 students. Okay, Christian, Casey. Okay, everyone's seated. Okay, so let's look at the, you may need to turn a little bit to the blackboard. I'm sorry about the setting today because, yeah, we don't have a lot of space, okay? So look at the lesson objectives today, what we are going to do today in our lesson. As the previous lesson, we have started some listening tasks in this unit. So in the first part of the lesson, you will keep practicing listening for gist. Okay, and after that, we will develop speaking skills today. So at that time, you will learn how to give opinions and make elaboration from different roles. Okay, so get prepared for a speaking activity today. And most importantly, actually throughout the whole module, we are learning about harmony and preserving heritage and traditions through the national traditional games of ethnic minorities. All right. So everyone's clear about what we are going to do today, right? Good. Okay. So here are the activities today. First, we will have a warm up. I will talk about a little bit about AI. Okay. I'm pretty sure you use AI a lot, right? Okay. Second, we will have the listening task as the follow-up from last lesson. Then we will have a look at your work, the word map. And then we will have the main task today, the speaking task, and then we will have some personal reflection and also some follow-up activities. Okay? All right, let's start. As I said, you used a lot of AI in your studies, do you? Yes, okay. Which one do you use? Which platform do you use? POE, DeepSeek, okay. Have you you always rely on them, right? You never check whether they give you correct information. So Ms. Chow also use AI sometimes, but to help me, okay, to prepare some materials for you. So during the past weekend, I checked the AI as well. I asked him, look at here, okay, in the light purple box. I asked the AI, it's the Magic School AI chatbot. Tell me something about the 12 national traditional games of ethnic minorities of China, okay? And here's the result from that, okay? Can you see that? Yeah, spend some time, look at the details, okay? Later, I want to find some of you to help me to spot out some problems, okay? So I'm pretty sure you're quite familiar with the information of the games, do you? Right? Okay, Lina, can you spot out any problems here? Oh. PC? Okay, Lina. Can you come forward and you can use a pen to circle the mistakes. And then because I'm not sure the guests can see it, you will have to. Okay. So what's the problem here? Okay, wrong dates. Okay, so can you tell us the correct dates? Or ask help from your classmates.
November the 22 to the 30th.
November the 22nd to 30th, right? Okay, it's from your information. This one is correct, right? Okay, good. Okay, thank you, Nina. Okay, any more? Gaga, can you spell out any other problems here? You can also write down the correct information. Yes. Yeah, also write about that. Good, thank you. So it's held in Sanya, Hainan, correct? Okay, good. So the original information from Magic School. Oh, there is also one more main problem. Can anyone spot out? 56, good. 56 what? Thank you, Manson. Okay, so there should be 56 ethnic minority groups. Okay, so what is the purpose of showing you this? Because sometimes when I use AI, I also need to ask myself, is the information all correct? Okay, so next time when you use the AI, no matter that's POE, DeepSeek, okay, make sure you also cross-check, okay, the information that you got from the AI. All right, so this is just a warm-up exercise for you. At least I know, oh, you know about the basic information of the games. All right, so that's a good warm-up. Okay, let's move on to the second activity, the listening part. Okay, so can you help? Back to yours. we had the part 1 of the listening task. So we watched the video clip, we watched the reporters reporting about the event, and we highlighted some keywords from the tape script and also from the description on the screen, right? I'm pretty sure you still remember what we did last week, all right? So we are doing something else, okay, today, the follow-up task. Last time I only showed you the first part, so we are going to see the second part. Thank you, Kristen. Okay, just write your name. You don't have to open the information first, just look at the first page. Now there are 4 descriptions for the 4 speakers that you are going to see very soon, okay? So look at the 4 descriptions. I want some students to read out the descriptions for me. Limo, can you read out the first one?
Competition serves as a bridge for forming friendships with athletes from other ethnic groups.
Thank you, Limo. All right. Second, can I have who wants to volunteer? Okay, good. Manson. Thank you.
Forming athletes from all the kinds of ethnic groups in cultural and sports. It's more than just a sport.
Thank you. All right, the third one. Andrew. Although I can't see your face, can you just read it? Okay, mutual understanding. Do you understand what means by mutual understanding? Two-way, okay? All right, two-way. So maybe one party can understand more about the other party and then the other way around. Okay, the last one. I can see the fire end. Kenya, can you read out the 4th description? Thank you. All right. So these 4 descriptions are what you're going to see on the screen at the end. But right now, they are hidden. Okay. So first of all, you are going to hear what these 4. You can see a table at the bottom. Okay, the 4 speakers. So you're going to watch the video and then listen to what they said. Think about the keywords that we learned about last lesson, and then highlights. You can also highlight the keywords and then you put them into the table. Understand? All right. So I will show you the first one first.
Now ethnic group in Hainan, combining
Okay, I guess you may miss the first few seconds. All right.
One of the highlights has been the debut of coconut tree climbing. It is inspired by the lives of the Li and Miao ethnic group in Hainan. Combining entertainment with competition, it has quickly become one of the best elements, and I've even tried it with one of the champions.
I'm just gonna stay here. I'm just gonna stay here.
I'm super excited to share this sport with international friends. During the competition, I also talked to athletes from other ethnic groups. We encouraged and helped each other. Friendship always comes first with this.
Okay, from what this lady said, can you guess which description is for her? Okay, 1, 2, 4. Okay, pay attention to the keywords. Look at the description as well. Okay, here, you done? Okay, so I'll move on. Okay, get ready for the second one, the man. It's also a coconut tree climbing race winner.
像现在在后面的话，基本都是老朋友。
I got to know athletes from other ethnic groups. We got together to share training tips, joke around with each other, and became friends.
椰子树的这种经验啊，还有一些技术动作啊。
Did you get any keywords, main points? Okay, so we're ready for the third one.
小众民族运动会是一个非常
I think it's a unique platform that showcases the rich cultures and traditions of various ethnic groups. It also encourages people to better understand and respect each other's customs while enjoying the games, helping to foster national harmony.
对于生活以及对于文化的一些独特的理解。
Okay, have you got that? So I guess we might also find out the last one, but of course, I will let you hear that as well.
Some athletes shared that it was their first visit to Hainan and were impressed by the scene. I recommended local dishes to them. This event provides a valuable platform for athletes from diverse ethnic backgrounds to engage and promote unity and harmony among all groups.
With more sports added for the first time, we can be sure of more in the future. A perfect way to celebrate the past. Mike Fox, CGTN, Sanya.
Okay, so that's all we have from the news. That's the second part of the listening. Okay, so have you fixed your answer? Have you put them into the boxes? Okay, do you know how you are going to check the answers? Turn to the next page. That's why I didn't ask you to open your pamphlet, okay? The worksheets. Okay, did you cheat? Did you open and look at it? Okay, so the next part is like another exercise, which is similar to what we did last week. Okay, so you can look at the tape script and the titles or the headlines, okay, or what we call the shaded area on the screen, the description of the news, okay? So what you need to do now is to highlight, like what you did in the previous lesson, okay? Highlight the keywords on the tape script and then some keywords on the headlines and titles. so I can see that some of you have already finished highlighting the keywords. Is it similar to what you did last week? Right, so like the first parts, okay. So from the TypeScript, from what the people said in the news, okay, it can tell you some keywords, some information, important information that you can even see on the screen, okay, as the headlines or as the title or the descriptions, okay. So I'll look at your work later, okay. So any questions or problems so far? Okay. All right, so let's move on to our next activity. Okay, so the word map. We have got some vocabulary last week, and then I asked you to take it into the word map. And most of you have submitted your work, and I have highlighted some of your work, like Cici's. Okay, Cici's did a good job on the word map. You got a lot of vocabulary. Oh, that's Lynette, right? Okay, so also Angie. Okay, you did a good job showing different vocabulary for different topics. Now these vocabulary will be useful for your next activities. Have you brought along your worksheets? The work map, the real one, okay, not the uploaded one. So it will help you to prepare for your group discussion very soon. Okay? So Hebe also did a good job. Okay, I like the colors that you put on your worksheets in the work map. Okay, Andrew also did a good, nice drawing. Okay. All right. So yeah. So if you have brought along your work map, that's good. It will help for your next activities. Okay. So we save some time on the work mapping. Okay. So let's move on to. I guess it may take you a while to do our main task today, the speaking. Okay. So each of you will have a role. Okay. So I sent you the grouping yesterday. Okay, so everyone knows your role in the group, right? Okay, good. So it takes you some time to prepare for the discussion. Okay, so please send one representative to get the worksheets, the task sheets. I will explain a little bit. Each group, please send a representative here to get the worksheets. So there are 4 rows in your group. 1, the pink one. Who got the pink worksheet? Put up your hand. Okay, you are the Chinese government representative. Okay, very important role. Okay, who got the yellow worksheet? Put up your hand. Okay, you are a sport competitor from the Hong Kong team. Wow. Okay, Moses, you're a Hong Kong team. Okay. Who got the blue one? Okay, you are a volunteer in the events, like what you just watched on in the video. Okay, and the green one. Okay, good. You are a coconut tree climbing competitor representing the male ethnic group. Okay, so everyone knows your role, right? Okay, here's the situation. Imagine the games, the 12th national traditional games of ethnic minorities of China might be the final launch this time. Okay, it will be the last games. There is a public consultation meeting on discussing if it should be preserved. Preserved means saved, kept, right? Kept it. Okay, so to keep it. So everyone understands the situation here. Now on your worksheet, you can see 4 boxes, right? So these are the 4 guiding questions. Okay, please look at your worksheets. You will have some time to prepare. Now remember, you are having a special role. Okay, think about these 4 questions in your role, not as your own identity. Okay, as you are a volunteer, a sport player, or any identity you have been given. Okay, so you will have 3 minutes to prepare. Okay, and after that you will have 8 minutes to discuss. Okay. More effort and time on the last on question 3 and 4, where they ask you more about your feeling. Okay, your feeling and what do you care about this event.
Too much, it's just some keywords, okay? It's not a script writing. To discuss with your groupmates. Okay, Liz, you will have 8 minutes. So tell others about what you think. Alright, you ready? So you have 8 minutes. You may start now.
having the sport knowledge will also understand and respect. I enjoy having conversations and making connections with other athletes from different ethnic groups. Also, the competition serves as a vehicle for forming friendships with athletes It's also encourage people to better understand and respect others while enjoying the games, helping to foster develop the traditional sports. Also, I'm happy to be a part of this for the first time, and I hope the many more.
Okay, I can see a lot of discussions. Everyone has a lot to say. It's good, okay? So, of course, we also want you to let the rest of us hear what you say, okay? So I'm going to invite some people to tell us about what you talk about in your group. And one more thing, now, I will invite some rows, okay? One representative from one row, okay? So you have to tell me about what you said in the group, okay? What you care about the games and, okay? And one more thing is what you heard from your group mates, okay? I want one special aspect or perspective from another group mate in your group, okay? So I'm sure you have heard a lot from your group mates. There are different roles, but let's tell us one, okay? From your group, okay? What is his or her perspective? What does he or she care about, okay? So, Manson, I know you're ready for that, right? What's your role? Okay, so can you stand up and tell the class what you told your group mates and also one other perspective from your group? Okay, you can just look at the class. Yeah, sure, come. Do you need a microphone? Okay, yeah, I know you have a strong voice.
First of all, I want to ask you, how usually do you use your phone? Do you use the phone every day? No? Are you sure? How about you? Yes? First of all, I want to say that the 12th National Traditional Games of Ethnic Minorities event this will enhance our youth engagement. Because why? Not every people have the chance to see like the other culture, what is outside of our Hong Kong city. And first, since that we have a lot of internet addiction, I know of Gaga, you like your idol, right? And this inspires us to exercise more. Why? Because I think that the Hong Kong government also promotes sports, and they are trying to turn us into a sports-oriented city and make us more healthy. And then I want to say about this, like the basic information I don't want to tell you because you know all. First of all, the sports I think have a very unique competition. It's called flower tossing. You know what is that? It is oriented from the mouse group, and just like you pick a flower, which has the representation of how who catches who will be happy, or like how will you just come up. Just like I stand here, like the wedding. And then I throw it and somebody catches, and they will be happy next generation. I think that the event overall promotes awareness of ethnic diversity and cultural heritage in China. Why? Because our legacy is like flying away like the birds, like thriving like Netherlands. And we don't know, like, there are 56 ethnic minorities in China, and we don't know all of them. But through these events, we can see them on the TV. Like, we can know more about who's handsome, who's beautiful. Like, and thank you for my groupmate series introduction, because from her perspective as the government, I know that these events cost a lot, and she wants, although these events cost a lot, like very expensive, she wants to preserve the heritage of the ethnic groups traditional. And I think that overall, this event must be preserved as in my opinion, because I really want to enrich my experience and play with other athletes. That's all. Thank
you for bringing Hillary's voice to us as well, from the perspective of the government officials. Okay, I want to volunteer.
Andrew.
I mean, a real volunteer. What color is a volunteer? Blue, okay. Oh, who got the blue papers? Okay. Everyone's hiding your paper. Okay, I'll get this group. Who is? Okay, Hannah, okay. Can you tell us a bit from your perspective as a volunteer? What do you think about these games? Shall we preserve it? Okay, what if it's going to be the last games? Just stand up and tell the class. Then make sure your classmates stand here. Yeah, what if we are not going to have this event next time, okay? And this is the last games. As a volunteer, what is your concern? Can they hear you? I can't give you the microphone. What identity and disconnection and heritage. Okay. Did you get what she said? What did you think? They can't hear you.
I'm worried that the future generation won't get to experience that these traditionals perhaps leading to a disconnection from their heritage and
Okay, thank you. So you're just worried that the next generation cannot experience everything that we are now experiencing from them, right? Okay? So as a volunteer, okay, you've got the views like that. Okay, Gaga, do you have anything to say? Yeah, just a very quick few words. You don't need it? Okay.
I'm a Catholic Christian, and in my opinion, this event must be kept because it's a very good place to show our 56 athletes their culture. Because we know that China is very big, so the big group is the Han, so more about people is know just a little bit about Han. So, this event is give show more about people, not just China, maybe some other world that people will know about this, some more ethnic, because we think our culture must be to keep it. So we also want that this event to keep it and have a place to show our traditional culture or some skill, like you know that is like a better game. So I think that this event is encourage different countries to show their game and let more about people because this game to know more about our.
As an ethnic minority sports competitor, the coconut tree climber, so she has another perspective. Okay, all right. So I hope you enjoy the discussion and know more about what the other people think. Okay, for this activity. Okay. So time is running out, so we still got another activity to do. Okay, so okay. Some of you asked me about the answers of the listening worksheets. This one. I guess you have already checked. I can see that most of you have already checked it from the next page, okay? So can anyone tell me the number that you have got here in the table very quickly? So that I have to make sure, so that I can make sure everyone knows the answers here. On this table, Vivi, what is your answers? The 4 numbers. Huh? 4? 4231, is that correct? Yuki, you got 4231. Lino? 4231. Any other answers? 4132. So the correct answer should be 4132. Okay? Because you just match it. From the next page here. Okay? This one is 4, 1, 3, 2. Right? Okay, so you just received the last activity for today, but we don't have much time. Now, on the worksheets, you can see 3 parts: values, identities, actions. So after today's activities, okay, you have learned more about the national traditional games of ethnic minorities again. So we have 3 aspects, okay? Values, identities, and actions. So look at the questions here on the worksheet, think about it, answer the questions in the box, okay? It's not on the screen, you don't have to look at the screen, look at the worksheets. Okay, you should have this, okay? Look at the questions. So what values does this new story invite us to think about? Okay, just write some answers here. Second, identities. It's about identities. Okay, you have different roles in the group discussion. Okay, you know more from different identities, different aspects. So who is this new story speaking about? And who is this new story trying to speak to? And the last part, actions. What actions might this new story encourage? Think about self, school, family, society, and the world. please write your answers briefly. Okay, I'm going to collect it after a while. Okay. I know you want to go for recess. And you know. Write some brief answers to these questions, and then I'm going to collect it after you've finished. We might not have enough time to let you upload your answers to the Padlet slide before. Instead, we will collect your worksheets. Okay, so please write some answers on the worksheets and then return it to me, then you will be free. Okay? While you're writing your answers, one reminder for the self-assessed learning task. The fact sheets that I've given to you, okay, remember to complete it. Okay, there are lots of different sports in the games. So remember this, you can scan the QR code for more information of different games and choose one and write about the game, okay, write about the event. So after you finish, please keep this worksheets. Now, today I gave you 3 pieces of worksheets. Can you keep them all together and submit it to me, okay? Maybe you put the 2 pieces of paper into the listening task, okay, and submit to me. If you have you brought along your work map, can you also put it into the worksheets that you're going to submit to me, all right? So I'm going to collect 4 pieces of worksheets from you. The 3 given up today, and plus the work map that you have written and uploaded to the Padlet, okay? 4 pieces of worksheets, keep everything in the listening task. Okay. All right. All right, so that's the end of the class. Stand up, class. Let's say goodbye to our guests and teachers. Say goodbye, class.
Goodbye and thank you.
Okay.
Ready? Okay, first of all, thank you, Carrie, for as mentioned before, it's the first time of opening up the classroom for inter-school observation. So big thank you, okay, to teachers, right? So maybe we will have our post-lesson observation conference with protocol. That is Carrie, okay, we'll do a sample section first. And then we'll ask observers to share your comments, okay? And then Carrie will respond to your questions or comments, okay, before we have an open discussion. Okay, okay, Carrie, please.
So I think this lesson is obviously a bit overrun. So at the end, I couldn't wrap up the lesson. I feel a bit like unfinished. Okay, so but the lesson, we designed the lesson and we talk about different activities, and but I think when I implement what we have taught before, I felt like different activities are not very well connected. So I try to make use of the word map and the vocabulary to help them to prepare for the speaking task. I think the main task of the lesson is the speaking task, and I try to put more time on that, and I think I spent a bit too much time on letting them to finish the highlighting the listening task. So that's why it made me a bit overrun. Yeah. I think most of the learning objectives of this lesson are quite. I think I can achieve them. Yeah. So I think they can practice the listening skills. They can develop the speaking skills, and also more important part is about the value education. I think not only from this lesson. I think the students actually learn quite a lot of different values from this unit, from this whole module, since the beginning of like the reading task and the whole module. So I think I still achieve these objectives throughout the unit. So the students' responses in the performance of the students, I think, expected. So they are not very, as you can see, I put in the notes, they're quite quiet and timid. A lot of girls in the group, they are quite shy. So speaking activities to them are actually quite difficult and quite a challenge to them. So I still appreciate and their performance. I think different roles, they can follow my guiding questions to think about those questions and gave us responses. So I think I'm still quite happy with their performance. So that's almost what I think about the lesson.
Thank you, Carrie. All right, open to get a feedback from observers. We can share anything you have noted down. Okay. For instance, you can talk about methods used. Okay. Do you think it works, or can it work in your school? Okay.
Well, I think the lesson is quite smooth, actually, and it is quite attractive, at least to the students, because the event, I think, is the reason why so the students can know, can have some background information about that. Besides that, the students, most students, I should say all students are on task, and they can make use of the notes that you gave them to refer to in the discussion, either in the discussion or in the listening task. So I think, so I believe the materials used are very useful for them. Yeah, especially for the mind map, because you have them to manage the vocabulary learned in the previous lesson, and then they can use it to organize meaningful sentences that can be used in the discussion. I think it's a very good practice to us. And also, I found the role play discussion is very useful, and I will try that in my next lesson, because if they have a role, and then they can focus on one side to present it, and then to share the ideas with others. So it is a very good practice. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So overall, I believe the lesson was really well prepared. And what I loved about the lesson is how prepared the students are actually. As I've observed, I've seen some word banks that you have been provided to them, and I've seen most of them, they made good use of it, and they came to class well prepared. And there's one particular practice that I really like, which is the purpose of AI. I've seen you use AI in a more
in a more interesting way, because like usually how students use AIs, they just look it up or they just type something out, but you used it in a way where students were able to use their brains and they can actually look for errors, and it's a great way for them to know that AI is not always accurate and they should be well prepared before coming to class. And yeah, and another thing is for the group activity where they can think from multiple perspectives. I believe this is a great way for students to think from different points of view instead of one only, and they can actually learn from other students where they have because everyone have their own ideas and they can actually learn from them and take notes. So yes, one more thing I would like to say that I've noticed some sentences, they're actually bolded. The keywords are actually bolded. So if some students, they have difficulty where they can like read the whole sentence or like comprehend the sentence clearly, it's a great way for them to like learn from, great way for them to like, how do you say it? Great way for them to like take hints from these keywords which are bolded. So that's great for learning diversity as well. So,
thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Andrea. You're talking about the step inside.
Yes.
Thinking the tip. Thank you, Andrea. Any comments? Okay. Any questions? Okay. You might want to ask questions. Well, it's a professional discussion. You can also tell something that we can improve.
Here, I would like to add something here, that is the presentation is for the presentation. And I believe that nomination for the presentation is very good and effective effort to assess the students' understanding of the topic. But I think because maybe the limitation of time, we just have 2 students to present here. And I think if we want to improve it, maybe because I know that you try to make use of AI or other IT to help. So you may ask the students to present it through, for example, to send their clip to you so that you can know more about the presentation, about the understanding of the topic.
Thank you. Any other questions you want to add? Well, actually, in our observation tool, okay, we mentioned something about strategic grouping. Okay. Any question about that? We said we're using role play, okay, we use strategic grouping, okay, to cater for LD. So, strategic grouping. Did you see the strategy? Can you identify the strategy? If not, ask them. How did they do the grouping? Why, again, we call it strategic grouping? You know the answer already? Anyone who wants to know how the students were grouped?
Is it mixability grouping?
And
because we think different roles actually are having different difficulty, different levels of difficulty for the students. Students might find it quite difficult to think from a government officials. So that's why we thought the pink one, the government officials, is the most difficult. So that's why I assigned those roles to the more able students. Yeah. So we have different level of difficulties from different roles.
In short, less familiar role, okay, to stronger students. Okay, government officials is a less familiar role to students, and that's why it's assigned, okay, to students with higher English proficiency. Okay, the easiest one will be the volunteer, because some of them may have been serving as volunteer. Okay, so that's why 1 star, okay, to those students who are less able in class. So that's why they said strategic grouping. Correct? And they use color coding to facilitate the whole process.
While I was asking students to present, to report what they discussed, I find it quite difficult when I want to find a volunteer from the volunteer group because they are all less able students. So it was quite difficult for me to find a volunteer at that time. Yeah.
So the color coding can help.
Yeah, but I mean, all the students who got blue are generally weaker in the class, so that's why it's quite. They might find it very challenging if I ask them to like speak in front of the class. So yeah.
Yes, and I think there's one more thing to add on for this point. Actually, there's another approach of doing this kind of pre-discussion because actually the class that we are teaching are more capable in the form, but if you want to deal with some lower achievers, less able students, you may also consider assigning groups with one group with one different role, and then when they come up for the sharing part, then each group is representing a different role or perspective, so this will build up a collaborative learning atmosphere as well, accepting as well. So I think there are two approaches.
And that approach will be used in ADIS class because ADIS class is weaker. Okay, so instead of using different roles in different groups, okay, we'll just use one role in one group and then do a class presentation, class sharing. So that was the thought behind. Okay. All right. How about the thinking routine? Okay, there are two thinking routines today. The first one is this one step inside, and the other one is the last one, which we did not have enough time to upload it onto tablet. That is the values, identities, action. It's another thinking routine, okay, that we have used. Okay, what do you think about those thinking routines? And just now we have shared with you the student work, okay, on the last personal reflection. Values, identities, action. Does the student work, okay, tells you anything? Yes, this one, yes. Thinking routine is normally used, okay, to help students think deeper. So do you think it serves the purpose in this lesson?
It somehow helps students to organize their thoughts, and it helps them to have more elaboration, more examples. And I would see students they really go through the process step by step. But somehow students may not know which one go first and which one should go last, so they will randomly fill in ideas. And I would say if we have a little bit more demonstration or teaching of how we can make use of this table, it would better to have them organize the process.
Thank you, Tony. So, you read, okay, the last reflection. Do you think it's serve the purpose? I mean, also serve the objectives of today's values education. So, were students able to identify the values?
I would say they need more question time. As value education need more time to have some code-out session or process.
True.
But the teacher would use the mind map beforehand so they can use a lot of vocabulary with their PBS learning. That's why it helps them to have some foundation ready, but they need more time to get up
Teachers, okay, do you think students were able to identify the values?
Yes, actually, I think most of them, they know, and they're prepared for this, so they know about the preserving like cultural heritage already. They know this fact, but I believe they need to elaborate more on what you said. Yes.
Teacher can show the picture of the values at the beginning of the lesson when the students are asked to do reflection, because some students maybe they forget the crowd that is there. So and because of the limitation of time, okay, they kind of think they write a lot about the actions and the identities, but for the values they can't identify them. So maybe this time we can show the direct game so that we can record it.
Any responses from Carrie about the personal reflection? Too rush, right?
Yeah, it was too rush, and while we designed this worksheets, we thought the part about identities was the most difficult challenge for the students, because they might not think too much from different identities, or to them, identity might be something quite a difficult concept. So, but I think after the lesson, I realized that it wasn't as what we thought. Yeah, maybe just like what you mentioned, the parts about the values might be even more difficult to get. Yeah. So yeah, I agree that I should leave more time on helping the students to complete this part and to reflect what they have learned. Yeah. So.
Could you share a bit about the action? Do you remember at our planning stage, actually, we had a reason. Can you share with us?
Yeah. You mean the
action? Yes, the short writing task.
Yeah, we still got some writing tasks later in this unit, and one of them is to suggest an activity, because there are so many special events from the games. So we would ask them to suggest one to our school's internal, not sports day, but we have a games day. So, we have one, a speech. The speech is the informal speech is like to introduce the event, and the letter to the principal is like a proposal. Yeah, but not that official, like not that formal. Yeah. But they can suggest a new event to the school, so it can let the students have more sense of belonging and enjoy the entire module a bit more.
And experience unity, harmony. Right?
Yeah.
That's the thought behind.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more comments or feedback? Okay. Let me play the devil. Actually, there's one area that one more area that we could improve, is that because of the limited time, okay, actually we did not have enough time to do the debriefing, okay, listening for the gist, okay. Actually, yesterday they have done it already. I mean, I've done part 1 already. Okay, but then still, okay, even though this is the practice section, okay, the second time of doing it, we did see students highlighting the keywords, but I think it would be good, okay, for you, for teachers, to maybe pinpoint a few, okay, to debrief the skill, okay. Take a very short example, okay, talk to, okay, so that's why conversation. Okay, because actually these are the skills that strategies that teachers have taught them yesterday, using a case rep. Okay, so maybe it's good. It would be good, okay, to connect back, okay, those strategies, okay, because as Carrie said, this is important in DSE as well. Okay, so
I agree.
Okay, all right. Anything else that you want to add?
I'd like to give some feedback. First of all, I'd like to thank Strauss for the lesson. Actually, this was a very rich lesson. Now, you said you will focus on speaking and listening. Of course, I can see quite a lot of student work on speaking and listening. At the same time, I can see you provide them reading materials, a textbook to read, and then you ask them to write before they speak, so before they discuss, so they have to take notes. And also, in the final reflection form, they have to write. So I can see that actually they use all 4 skills in the lesson. And then second thing I would like to say is the topic. I like the topic a lot. I find it very interesting and also inspiring. And I think a good topic can really help students to learn. And they have lots of ideas to express. That's why I can see that they got quite a lot of ideas to talk about in the discussion part. And also when the students came out and present, I find their ideas very good. And then the third thing I would like to talk about is the word map. I like this one again very much. I think this is actually a good way to help students to prepare for the lesson, prepare themselves. Actually, I can see this is a way how we help students to make association of words and also make association of their learning. So it will help them prepare well. And I think it's actually a self-directed learning skill for students. So it's good to introduce it to all your students and help them build their learning habits for practice. So actually, I think you can use these kinds of things in all units. So I think these are all very useful. And also, I like this one very much. As a conclusion for the lessons, students can really reflect on what they have learned, and they talk about the values they learned. And action part is very important and very good. Okay, so they can also tell quite a lot of what they have learned from the lesson. Thank you, Ms. Chow.
Thank you, Bill. To add, well, she has brought up a very important point, topic. Okay, because we are doing NE, so we try to infuse NE, national education, national security education. So this topic might be more student-oriented, sports. Okay, so maybe is an entry point. Okay, that we can build on. Okay, to talk about NE or NSE. Okay, so a good choice of topic. Okay, is one of the success factors is what I would say. Okay, all right. Anything else? Okay, if not, I'm sorry, Florence.
I do agree with what Pearl has mentioned. What is the most impressive part about this lesson is that I find that students are all self-directed learners. They are self-directed learners not just because they are self-motivated. I do believe that is all thanks to all the great preparation that the teacher has done before the lesson, so that during the group discussion, they were able to look everywhere for words or ideas that can help them to sustain their conversation. So that is the real impressive part about the lesson. So I think you actually have made the lesson a very student-centered one because of all the preparation that you have supported them to do beforehand. So that is the most stunning part. And like what Andrea said, the lesson began with a very good teaser. That is the AI literacy part. Okay, so it's really good that the students automatically pointed out, wow, that's wrong, that's wrong. It kind of reflected that they actually know the subject very well. They have done their part before they came for the lesson. So that's good. But of course, for AI literacy, well, in the future, when you have more time, maybe you can also plan other activities that not just ask students to point out the problem, but maybe you can take a step further and ask them, what's wrong with this if AI is not always correct? So as a user of AI, so they use AI all the time, obviously. So how are you going to use AI tools in your daily life, or are you going to use AI for your learning? So we have to be very smart users of AI, cautious and be ethical. Another thing is about the roles that they take up. So thanks to the strategic grouping that you have adopted, obviously those playing the role of the Chinese government representatives are much smarter. Because when I walked around, I spotted a few of them saying, as a Chinese government official, I believe blah, 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 blah. So obviously they know their role. But then I think that maybe something that can be done before this activity is that maybe we can try to help the less proficient ones to really find out what's special about their role. Like if I'm a volunteer, what personality or attributes would I have? Maybe I'm usually the friendly person, I'm helpful. So when I take part in the group discussion, I might want to say something related to those areas. Oh, we should be, treat everybody as equal. We should help the minority groups so that their special, traditions can be preserved, something like that. So maybe we can just raise the awareness by getting them to maybe think of some quick adjectives or maybe some words like for Chinese government, okay, unity, harmony. For event volunteer, maybe kindness, helpfulness, and coconut tree climbing. Maybe, well, they want friendship, okay, by getting involved in the competition like this. And for sport competitor from the Hong Kong team, well, just now I actually overheard a student saying, "Oh, Hong Kong people actually don't do exercise much." That is a very smart student who is actually able to relate their learning with their everyday life. So maybe a little bit of warm up before taking part in the group discussion can help the less proficient ones a little bit. But overall, I would say it's a very well-structured lesson. Well, of course, we have a lot of learning objectives in mind. There's never enough time, but then I think given 45 or 55 minutes, I think you have achieved a lot. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Florence, and the team head, okay? And she also explains why the desk, okay, on the tables were so messy just now, because students have done their preparation work, so that's why they need to refer back to the word map, they need to refer back to the reading, so that's why it's a bit messy, okay, but it is another way of showing, okay, students work done before the lesson. All right, any other questions? If not, thank you again. Thanks for coming. Okay, it's a long way. Okay, to come over. Okay, thank you so much. Would you please, okay, leave all the student work, okay, here. Okay, and also please, okay, give us the LO2. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, please. Yes, we'll collect the population tool in beige, in orange or beige. Peach. This one should be peach. Yes, peach. Oh yes. Okay. Thank you. Let's take a group photo. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. This is the word wall, okay, then you have document work.
Well, they first finished the workboard and then they drew the work back.
Because we want them to write, right?
Yeah, it's
Write
something that they can
memorize
trace.
the words.